Smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
At Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln or Horseman's Park in Omaha, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off the enrollment fee. The next challenge begins on March 23rd. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Cover more acres with a pre-owned sprayer or planter from Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer. We offer one of the area's largest selections of used sprayers, applicators, planters, and seeders. Through the month of March, take advantage of fixed-rate financing as low as 3.9% for up to 60 months or a 12-month interest waiver. Visit your local Landmark Implement location or view our complete sprayer and seeding inventory online at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Furious Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Furious Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
This is Monster Jam.
Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by the original Super Glue. Stop by your local participating Westlake Ace Hardware locations for your $10 savings coupon. Restrictions may apply. See store for details. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena March 29th and 30th.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Welcome to Ticket Weeknights
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos back at the 1040 Ticket Studios. What's ending up going to be one of the last nice days in a while. Beautiful Tuesday night, but I think it's going to get quite a bit worse going forward. But we got former Huskers rolling on through. We had DeMornay Pearsonell, the Nuring, Ethan Piper, and now we got Chancellor Brewington, the host as always, as What's Brewing with Chancellor. Chancellor, how's it going tonight?
It's going good, man. It is going fantastic. It was. Man, I caught the last end of that show. That was good. I like just
those
hearing,
guys are still funny.
Yeah,
man.
they're
climbing that hard for sure.
Yeah, they're a hoot for sure. But yeah, fantastic night. I'm blessed to be alive, bro. I'm blessed to be alive. Let's start this show off with a story. Just a quick story, quick little 2-3 minute story. So there's this little boy, right? Or there's a family, and there's 8 siblings in all. And 7, this is like in the olden times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 7 brothers are about to get what they think one of the 7 brothers are about to get anointed king. And he, the dude goes through all of them, and none of the brothers get anointed king. The man asked the dad, said, do you have another son? He says, yeah, I do. He's out in the field with the sheep. And he like, okay, we'll go grab him real quick. He grabs him. He comes back, and he says, "Oh, this is the one. This is the one." He anoints him king in front of all of his brothers, and he's the youngest. He's the baby of the family. And guess what he has to go do? He doesn't become king right away. He has to go right back to the sheep, and he has to go right back to the job he just came from. And I think the principle in that story. And he stays in that job for a while. He doesn't become king till he's 30 years old. So I think the principle in that story, man, is we talk about stewarding things well, but it's the humbleness to stay in your current position when you know you're about to get elevated, and how you demonstrate your faithfulness in that season of knowing you're about to get elevated, but staying on track, and stewarding it well. I think that just speaks to a humbleness, man, is comes before the elevation. There has to be, you have to be a humble person to be blessed and to withstand the blessing. If you're prideful, you kind of cancel yourself out for a blessing to come your way. So I would just submit that to y'all, bro. Just stay humble, and if you feel like something on the way, keep going, because it's on the way. I'm here to tell you, it's on the way. It's on the way. It's on the way. Just make sure you're doing the right things while you're getting prepared for it.
I like that, especially getting near spring football here.
Yeah.
Because you can equate that a lot. I mean, obviously we got a lot of talent coming in here. Feels like, again, Nebraska fans are great. Like, they're going to give you love before you hit the field.
Yeah.
And Jay Foreman always says this all the time. It's like, when you get to Nebraska, don't say, awesome, now I'm here to prove everybody wrong. It's like, no, you're there to prove everybody right. Like, you're already there. But again, if you're already anointed, like in your story, are you going to let that change your work ethic? How you got there to begin with?
Exactly.
Or are you just going to, okay, I got that in the bag. I'm here. I've arrived. Now I can do other things and get away from the things that got you there to begin with.
Yeah, 100%. And now that we talk about football,
So
I put
segued.
out a tweet, and if you're listening, go comment on my tweet. I put out a tweet. I said, "Who y'all looking forward to see during spring ball?" And I know we just talked about it last night, but I mean, we didn't pick out specific people.
Yep.
But these people didn't either. But I two little quick ones. They said the running backs. We didn't talk about that yesterday.
Yeah, we didn't really touch on it. We got the Oregon transfer, Dowdell, 4-star running back. Again, kind of he's good, right?
Yeah.
When he gets here, it's a big room, right? Because especially when you got young quarterbacks in there, you're going to want, just like I said, with the same thing with the defense, you're going to want a run game that you can lean on when you need to get a couple yards that you feel confident handing the ball off to.
Yeah. And you still got Gabe.
Yeah.
And you still got Ramir.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Ramir is just, when it comes to Ramir Johnson, like, what do you like about his game?
Oh my gosh.
Because there's so much about him that I want to see more of him.
Yeah.
But that's also just the grind of the running back rooms. It's just sometimes it's by committee.
Right. I would say what makes Ramir special is first the type of person he is. If you get to know him, he's one. We talked about being humble. He's one of the humblest guys. Like you would never even know, obviously, his physique, but like you would never know he's like, a star player at Nebraska. Like that's played in meaningful ball for the last 4 years. You can look back 2 years before or a year before I got there, he was playing meaningful snaps, like meaningful snaps. He had that big touchdown against Michigan, remember?
Yep.
Like he's played meaningful snaps all throughout Nebraska. And I feel like it's always been like there's been a back here or a back here, and then he always ends the season. That's how I feel like it's always been like that.
He's always been felt like a big contributor down the end.
Yeah.
Especially when it feels like, man, we just need lightning in a bottle. And that's the best way I can sum him up. He's just, when he has the ball, you don't know which play it's going to be, but he just has so much potential for explosive plays.
Right.
Like, because he's just got those wheels, and he's just different style running back, a little more shake and bake compared to some others, which is fine because you can overplay that or you can do it just right. And he's, to me, kind of in that range where when he sees an explosive potential, like he's perfect at reading those.
Yeah, and he's really good in the pass game, and he's really good at one thing that people don't understand is that he's really good in pass pro. He picks up a lot of blitzes because he's really smart and he's aggressive. And one thing about pass pro, like you have to, like when backers blitz and stuff, you have to meet him. You can't take the contact. You have to initiate the contact. And also, he's such a downhill runner that I think sometimes we have to get him in the right run schemes. Because if we get him in the right run schemes and we start hitting with him, like that's like that could be like really a household name around here if we get him in the right circumstances. And he's obviously a great returner as well.
Yeah. He's a player that I hope he just continues to keep doing what he's doing, because he never seems to like really be taking a step off again. We just kind of, the running back room is always just such a tough room to stay there consistently.
Nah, for sure. Someone just said, so crazy, Ramir is still at Nebraska.
I know. It's like
it is crazy.
Every year I've catch myself having to do this where we get to Husker football season, we're talking about running backs. I'm like, Ramir, is he still on the team?
Yeah. No,
I have
for
to
real.
like double check myself, because he's been, I mean, shout out to him. He stuck through with Nebraska, still here, still working, getting ready for spring ball.
Yeah, he could have been left and someone could have played a lot of places and probably been a household name there, like no question about it. So shout out to Ramir for sticking through all that. Someone said the new wide receivers and that new QB. We talked about that. We talked about that, and he's someone that forgot his name, also the Oregon running back. So we hit those. We hit those. But yeah, I mean, spring ball is an exciting time. Like I said yesterday, like if you ever want to understand like who we're gonna see, like we said, who we're gonna see coming up in the fall, I would advise y'all in the spring game. I know there's gonna be chatter. There's always chatter during the media during springtime, like someone's having a good camp. Well, it's spring ball, and there's not a lot of it's a lot of people are getting reps during spring. So if you hear someone's having a really good fall camp, that's different. But spring ball, a lot of people are getting reps. You're gonna hear a lot of names. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, this is gonna be our new guy. This is gonna be our new guy," like they always do. But I think the first couple drives in the spring game really tell you a lot on just who you're gonna be seeing come fall.
Yeah, and with the spring game, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it's definitely true, especially when you get in those spring practices, we do it in the media all the time. We play games like
Right.
who Matt Rule mentions who this time? I was like, is he working on
Yeah,
the way up? And you get all
right,
excited.
right.
And then when you get to fall, it's like, where is he? I thought he was going to be like,
It happens every year, bro.
yeah. And it's just, that guy had a good week.
Yeah. No, yeah. And that's
Mhm.
what it is. Like someone, it might have been as simple as this. And this isn't to rain on anyone's parade. This is just the facts about it. Someone's a third string or fourth string, doesn't really see a lot of playing time. And they take a big jump in learning the playbook, getting lined up well. And then they make a few plays. Well, that for that day, that's an improvement.
That's a big jump. Yeah.
Yeah. And guess what? You're probably going to get talked about now. So they could be as simple as that sometimes. And some people are like, oh my God, like this dude, this dude right here is going to be the next Tom Frazier. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, it's, you just got to read between the lines sometimes.
Yeah. And that's one thing with Matt Rule is I feel like he does a pretty good job giving people a fair, straight up answer.
Right.
Like he doesn't really sugarcoat things for the most part. Like you'll even talk about guys when he thinks they need to work harder.
Right.
Which is something I always kind of respect because it puts the pressure on him as a coach because he's putting his own business out there and it puts pressure on the players as well.
Right.
And it's just, I don't know, something about Matt Rule, the way he's just kind of handled the press, especially as of late. It is a bit of fresh air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Okay, we got a new one. Said, did y'all talk about the new quarterback coach and what that might look like with Satterfield still calling the plays, but moving to tight end coach? I forget what your take on that was, or did we even talk about it?
I think we might have touched on it.
Right.
I've touched on it a few times. So
Okay.
Satterfield back to tight end coach. Anytime there is a 2 OC system,
Right.
even if we're saying that Satterfield's not going to be in near as much control. I do get worried about 2 OCs. I mean, how's that worked? Because you had that with Frost, right? Did you have 2 OC system for a little bit? With the Oregon.
Oh, I
coach.
mean, okay. Nah, Frost called him.
Frost
called him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I don't know. How would you feel about a 2 OC system?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. During that time Frost called him, there was really no OC during that time. To be completely honest with you. But I would say that's tough because I think you still, as an offensive coordinator, no matter if you're just coming in or you're taking over a program, like it doesn't matter. I would just say there's still things that worked last year. Whether you those fit into what you ran before, what type of play calls you ran before. But there was things that worked last year. So I'd incorporate those obviously. And like we talked about yesterday, the offensive scheme has to fit the players. The players don't have to fit the scheme. So I would encourage, obviously I'm a young pup and I'm acting like I've coached 30 years, but I just seen the best teams work that way. And you see that with Michigan, they just know, okay, we got Blake McCorum and we got Dylan Edwards. We can run Blake McCorum with this inside zone, and we can hit Dylan Edwards with these pass game, short option, and some gap scheme with him. Like that's just what they do. But then you build a system, and then you can recruit into that. But I think at this point in Nebraska, I think you have to identify a system. Are you going to go with the system, or are you going to go with the players? And formulate the system off of the players.
Yeah, and that's always a big deal because we talked about it last night. Like, what is this offensive identity going to be for Nebraska this year? Not only is it important for the win and loss total at the end of the year of this year, but those players are going to be watching that. And if you got like Michigan, the reason why Ohio State has all the wide receivers, Michigan's got the running backs, it's very clear. Those are the offenses they kind of show off. And that's what player, if you're a wide receiver, why wouldn't you want to go to Ohio State?
Right.
If you're a running back, Corum, why wouldn't you go to Michigan?
Right.
If you're a wide receiver, a running back at Nebraska, I'm not sure you fully know what it's going to look like yet.
100%. 100%. So now you know with this 3-3-5, I don't know how long Coach White's going to stay there.
Yeah, I do think. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Like, I don't know how long Coach White's going to stay there, but I would say that not only is it's becoming an identity with the 3-3-5, everyone's talking about it. You got what's his face? Who's Urban Meyer talking about it on Big Ten Network. Like, so people are identifying Nebraska with the 3-3-5, right? So now you can plug in pieces like, oh, this is the rover. This is our rover.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's our Isaac Gifford. Oh, that was remember we had Javen right at that wheel position. Oh, we had that safety that, like that. Now you're creating an identity, and now the fans and people and even recruits know, okay, I'm coming in to play that position.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to the offense, I think it's going to be I think we're going to see a clear picture on what they want to do.
I think so too.
I think it's going to be cool too. Like, is it going to be a run? Is it going to be a pass? Like, no idea. I really don't know, but yeah, it's going to be cool.
And Matt Rule's not going to tell anyone how this thing's going to be going
Right,
either, because
right.
I think at this point, just with the influx of talent that Nebraska's been able to get, given, we said it before with your story at the beginning, you don't want to give anybody flowers before the job's been done.
Exactly.
But there is a little bit of mystery with this offense on what its ceiling is, what its potential is, how long is it going to take for this thing to be on all cylinders, and if it's sooner than later, it puts the Big Ten on notice. Because I think with defense should be solid.
Yeah,
going into it.
You talk about getting a stable identity. That's easing pressure off everyone. Because guess what? It's not like we're throwing the ball good today. We're gonna throw the ball a little bit more today. We get into halftime. Hey, we're gonna throw the ball a little bit more. This and no, or vice versa. You get halftime. Oh, we're running the ball good. We're gonna start running the ball a little bit more. Like, no, we're gonna do what we said we're gonna do, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna execute it. You know what I'm saying? And that might be a little passive aggressive, folks. I'm sorry. But yeah.
Speaking like a coach, and we do got one from YouTube asking you from Scott, are you interested in coaching in the future?
Scott, yeah, I would definitely, once I have kids and stuff, I would love to coach my kids, or some nephews or some, or going back home or something like that. That would be cool to partake in. But understanding what coaching all takes, bro,
Especially today.
Oh my goodness.
If you're going in college level.
Yeah, that's a whole new level of commitment. That's a whole sacrifice for your family. But I'm solo dolo, of course, right now. But once I'm done playing and I'm done, and I have a clear picture on what is my life going to be like, I would like to help out somewhere. That'd be cool because I love the game and I feel like I'm knowledgeable at it. But
it is cool to see when Tommy Armstrong 42464 5 save 5. Who was he coaching for here in Lincoln, or still coaching? Maybe even
was it North?
Was it North Star or Lincoln?
All these schools sound the same to me.
Yeah, I'm not from the Lincoln area. I've got all the Lincoln public schools, but I've never trying to remember where Tommy Armstrong's down.
So the high schools out here, they're all like south, north, east. Back home, our high schools are like Hamilton, Basha, Saguaro, like names, like actual names.
We only had two schools. One took the town name, we took the county name. So
I guess. Oh, now that I think about it, these are cities, but like I guess it's just a little different. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, would you, with the way that it's going right now with NIL, and say you're fortunate enough to possibly get that offer, it's a lot of work. But was that something you'd be willing to do? Just work through all the NIL? Not that it's a bad thing, but it is a lot. It's definitely added hours to the coaching life.
Yeah, and it's added egos, and it's added. I'm sure coaches got to be a lot more patient with their players.
Well, Saban's comments were
pretty harsh, right?
And like again, he was paraphrasing off what his wife told him, but still, I mean, that's within the family, and he opened up about that
100%. And I think it takes a level of mentorship out of it as well. Because if you start looking and seeing, oh, I make more than you, coach, like what do we? And obviously some kids are respectable and humble enough to not look at it like that. And shout out to y'all, because I know that takes a humble soul to be able to still take coaching and still earning. Some people are earning millions of dollars in college. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a different type of person. But for those that haven't been raised like that, I'm sure it'd be really hard to coach them.
Yeah, and that's always where, like, I always get worried, and my take is always like, I'm not against the players getting the money, but for anyone who's out there that's even 25 or older, just think about what you would have done with millions in your bank account, or even six figures in your bank account at 18 years old. Like, I can tell myself, like, I hope I make the right decisions, but even if I'm trying to make the smart moves, I'd probably still mess up quite a bit, and that's a lot of money. Fooling around with.
No, that's a great point. I was watching a podcast this morning, and it was talking about this artist he got famous. All his dreams came true by 24. And so during this time, he's so from like 21 to 24, all these things are coming true, and people are judging him as a adult, and people are, bashing him in comments, bashing him in social media, bashing him over interview podcasts just like this, and judging his mistakes. And the host asked him, he says, if I was judged all by when I was 24 and I had everything that I ever wanted, all my things got accomplished, I would the world would hate, I don't know what would happen. I would probably, he said I would have 4 baby mamas. That's what he said. I would have 4 baby mamas. You couldn't tell me nothing. My arrogance will be through the roof. My pride will be through the roof. Ego through the roof. So I think there's we look at I feel like sometimes people look at these kids like, oh, like they got these fancy cars and they got these fancy clothes and whatever. But hold on, because if you had that money and you didn't have the proper guidance, maybe that these kids have, you would be wilding out probably even a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So I was always good to shed perspective on that.
Yeah, and I think it's just gonna be messy for a little bit longer.
Right.
Until it gets more organized. I don't know if it means I got to put some sort of cap on it, some sort of deal where the money isn't guaranteed until you finish maybe a certain amount of semesters there,
right?
To keep you from hopping the place to place. I mean, how much do you worry about that, or do you think that's something they'll just iron out over time, or do you get worried about how it's being handled right now? Because I always get upset when I see kids getting absolutely cooked by a shark out there. Like we already heard the Florida player,
right,
who his agent just completely screwed him over,
right,
and now going to the NFL.
Yeah, it's tough because how much can you regulate?
Yeah,
because the kids do it on their own. You got social media. There's people hitting you up in the DMs like, "Hey, you want to promote that? Can you do this?" You know what I'm saying? And do we have a person on the team named Isaac Dickey? Is there a person on the team named Isaac Dickey?
I have to double check here. It's not ringing a bell for me.
Yeah, I'm not Isaac Dickey. But somebody said, yeah, sorry, I just pivoted.
Oh, shout out. Yeah. Okay.
Isaac Dickey. Where?
Running back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where's he from?
Apologies. Nebraska. Strong.
Oh, my
Nebraska
goodness.
native. Nebraska flowers. Yeah.
Nebraska native. My goodness. Isaac Dickey.
Freshman this year.
True freshman? Or is he was on the team last year, or
he got here? True freshman.
I love it. We love it. We love the homegrown. That's one thing I learned, man, that Nebraska folks love them, some Nebraska folks.
We do.
Yeah.
Because I think people take pride, and it's like, you're willing to come here to Lincoln, Nebraska?
Yeah.
You could have gone to California,
Right,
Florida,
right.
Vegas.
All right.
You're here with us. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're out here with the farm boys.
I'm already knowing.
There's always some pride in that. With that being said, though, we got to throw it to break here. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. The host is always to my left. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Fuhrer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Attention all Nebraska basketball fans. The NCAA tournament is coming soon, and Nebraska looks to be on its way to their first appearance in 10 years. Better Tree Removal wants to celebrate the occasion and any possible success in the tournament by offering a deal. If you're in need of tree removal on your property, call or text Todd by March 20th. If Nebraska wins the first round game, you'll get 25% off the bid. If they win two, you'll get 50% off. You must contact Todd at 402-780-1377 before March 20th.
Hi, folks. Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and the Chevrolet and GMC Truck Month is now underway. We've got huge savings in Louisville. Get $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months on select models. Yes, you heard right. That's $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months happening right now at Coppell. So take that short money saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at coppellcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit. Stock number G214773.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL training. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow-smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back at the 1040 Ticket Studios. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, got the host, Chancellor Brewington, to my left. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685, Starter Heyman text line, or again, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Allo, Channel 961. Great way to put a face to the voice as well. I talked a little bit of Husker football on the last segment, but I'll throw it back to the host, Chancellor Brewington. Got a couple more segments. Where do you want to go with it?
We have, someone said fullbacks. They want to see the fullbacks during spring ball.
That's a big one. People love the fullbacks.
Yeah, they do.
That's another Nebraska thing we were talking about earlier.
They do. I feel like I just have a problem sometimes with the fullback. And it's crazy because I played fullback. So I feel like I have the most, I can speak on it. Would you say I have the right to speak on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a very niche position that not a lot of people play.
Okay. So I played fullback for Nebraska. And I used to be aggravated that I was even on the field at fullback because everyone and their mama knew we was running the ball.
Yeah.
It's
a giveaway.
It's a giveaway. And I feel like we didn't really have the personnel to say we're running the ball here and you going to have to do something to stop us.
That's like Michigan level.
Yeah. Like you have to be a well-orchestrated offense. Everyone has to be playing at a high level for that to happen.
But even like goal line, you're good with the fullback goal line stance, right? Like when you get to the red zone, like that's to me when it changes because it's like we're 2 yards out. Unless we're pulling a Seahawks, we're running the ball.
I still have a problem with the fullback in the red zone. I still do.
All right, break it down.
I just think first, okay.
Like, it's just predictability? That was what bothers you?
It's predictability, but also there's only so many things you can do. Okay, we got power, we got duo, we got ISO, and nobody really runs ISO anymore. Um, yeah, but like what else do we like? You have some variations. You can run counter. You can do some other things out of it. But I'm talking a true standard I formation with fullback, running back right behind. I don't personally think it's effective nowadays.
All right.
I think backers are too fast. I think they're too strong. I think interior linemen are too strong. And yeah, but I respect fullbacks though.
That is a good point, though, given the predictability of it. Because there is a reason that you're not the only one that thinks this, because look around the country.
Right.
You don't see a lot of sets with fullbacks anymore.
Right.
They're still a part of the game. Some teams like it more than others, but it definitely is kind of fading out a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully Bonner can change your mind about it, though, this year.
Hey, go crazy, man. Go crazy. Hey, prove me wrong, bro, because I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I also want to see the receivers get some love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that before. I mean, how confident are you, like, when it comes to wide receivers? Because I know you weren't wide receiver, but tight end. How long does it take for that connection to form from QB to receiver?
Should be forming right now. Should have been forming a few months ago. I think that specifically is off-season work.
Like Tom, I don't, obviously no one's gonna be Tom Brady level, but like kind of that sense of feel, like if you're running a hook, like you're always kind of in sync. Like when you turn around, that ball's there.
That happened right now.
Okay.
Those type of things happen right now. So if you're not forming the chemistry, throwing 2 to 3 times a week, or I would say probably 2 times a week, revving it up to like 2 to 3 times stationary, top of route stuff. If you're not forming that right now, I think it's really hard to just, okay, fall camp comes, we're just gonna get in a routine all the time. Like you have to know, like, no matter who the quarterback is, they have to know if they got IGC, Isaiah, how you say, Garcia, Castaneda. I just call him IGC. If you got IGC run the post route, you're gonna throw that different if you're throwing it to Malachi Coleman, if you're throwing it to Jalen Lloyd, if you're throwing it to the transfers over. Like it's just a different type of ball. So if you understand that going into fall camp, it makes fall camp smoother. It makes you focus on less things, because now we don't have a deep ball period because we can't throw the deep ball to each other because we didn't practice it during summer, or we didn't practice it during spring, or we didn't stay after practice during spring while we didn't train on the weekends during summer. Like there's little things that we can be doing right now. And from what I've been hearing, like they throwing, you know what I'm saying? So that's the key to chemistry with quarterbacks and receivers.
Amen. Yeah, I mean, you see that all the time too, especially when you get to late season football. You always hear about the quarterbacks, and he rooms with the star wide receiver,
right?
And there's a reason for that,
right?
Like, is that a real thing when coaches like kind of rooming people up?
Yeah,
or they want to make sure you guys are close together, working together.
First time Mickey Joseph came into I'll never forget this, because I was like, what is going on? Like, why is he tripping over this? At the time we had Xavier Betts, and we had who was the other one? Omar Manning. And we had Marcus Washington, and we had Trey. And we had some other guys as well. Oliver Martin. Yep. And we had Alante Brown.
Oh man, what a wide receiver.
Nuts.
That's pretty good.
Nuts. If we had that last year, the whole
I was hearing
story.
from Nuri too that Martin was freakishly athletic, more so than probably the Husker fans realized.
Oh, the freakiest dude I would say freakiest dude I've seen. Probably.
Really?
Yeah. Nuts. But what I was gonna say, Mickey had a buddy system, so the X and Z would stay with each other. X and Z receiver, they would stay with each other. The ones, the twos, the threes, and slots like he would have Trey go sit next to Casey, go sit next to whatever. And Casey and Trey formed a really, really cool relationship because of just proximity.
Yeah.
Just simply proximity. I've heard that Steve Kerr, they did a study that what forms the best chemistry within teams is actually physical connections, high fives.
So those trips aren't just for smoke. When you guys go out there and you're, whatever country or whatever city.
No, those things are real. And if I was a coach, I would strategically room people. I would strategically be like, okay, I'm gonna room him with him because there's something that he has that I need him to get. okay, I would have these guys sit together in meetings because this guy is really smart, but this guy plays with a lot of finesse. They could help each other out because they lack in areas that the other is high, is successful in. Quarterbacks, I would strictly have quarterbacks eat with receivers, and I know you got to eat with O-line too, but like those things are not by mistake. And Mickey, that was one thing that really, I always knew that because in high school, me and my quarterback were always so tight. We always throughout the practice, we hung out, all this different stuff. And you go to the field and we're in scramble drill, meaning he's outside the pocket scrambling. It's a broken play. And he knows I like to, I like to angle it to the nearest pylon, or I like to do this, or he knows I'm a fake up and I'm gonna come back to the ball. Like he knows these type of things. He knows a go ball is gonna be a back shoulder because the DB has a little bit more leverage on me. Like he knows those type of things. So proximity in chemistry, like those things are really pivotal.
Yeah, I mean you can argue at any level too. You go to the NFL, best duo, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
those guys are always around each other. You see it all the time, and it's true. You get the scramble play. Travis Kelce always finds a way to figure out where do I need to be so Patrick Mahomes can get me the ball.
Facts.
Like, and that still drives me nuts. That Baltimore Ravens game, like the fact that Travis Kelce is going to be the X factor in that game, and he's pretty much perfect on targets and receptions. Like that's insanity. That's going to be the guy right there. But again, it's just that you got a quarterback that knows how to extend plays. When the play's broken, he's got that connection. There's a guy. Who was that connection for you when you were here?
I'll tell you who I was roomed up with on purpose. AJ Rollins.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like my little brother when I was here. Yeah, and that's my dogs to the day. But and it was funny because even the way I was preparing for games kind of rubbed off. Like the way I was taking tests, the way I was preparing for practice. Like now, like Coach Beck is like, oh, make sure you do it. You saw Brew doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like little things like that. But I would say I had a pretty good connection with Casey. Although like we weren't throwing the ball like that when I was here. But I had a decent connection with him. But I would say the closest connection I've seen is Casey and Trey.
Yeah, those guys clicked right away.
And they were close, and both being transferred, I think that played a factor in it too. But yeah, you always get your receivers and your quarterbacks together.
I mean, it rings true for just about everything. I mean, there's a reason too why your parents are telling you hang out with good friends. If you got a group of bad friends, it's gonna rub off on you.
Come on now.
You got a bunch of football players that aren't getting extra drills in.
Come on,
it's gonna rub off on each other. So with that being said, we'll go ahead, throw it to our final break here on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. The host is always to my left. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a little bit.
All right.
There's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow-smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
At Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln or Horseman's Park in Omaha, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-week challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off the enrollment fee. The next challenge begins on March 23rd. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Cover more acres with a pre-owned sprayer or planter from Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer. We offer one of the area's largest selections of used sprayers, applicators, planters, and seeders. Through the month of March, take advantage of fixed-rate financing as low as 3.9% for up to 60 months or a 12-month interest waiver. Visit your local Landmark Implement location or view our complete sprayer and seeding inventory online at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Fuhrer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to the final segment of What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. The host, as always, to my left, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos, back at the 1040 Ticket Studios. And we got Nuclear Heat up next with Augie and Jake Bachman, so be sure to stay tuned in for that one. Again, on the streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo, Channel 961. Over the break, though, we talked about Nebraska's finally unveiled a 32,000 square feet weight room. It looks beautiful. Chancellor, I know you got the chance to see it. What are your just initial thoughts? And how jealous are you?
Nuts, bro. Like, what are the odds that it comes right after me, man? Like, no, but it, like we were talking about, bro, if that can't that has to push the program in the right direction. It has to. All the resources they got in there.
I'm on thin ice when I talk about that because I'm not an athlete.
Right,
I've never
right,
done it.
right.
But when I see that stuff, it is to me, it's like the tools are there.
Oh
You
my
can't tell me
goodness.
you don't have what you need. I know that's off
Right.
the table, and that's as far as I'll go.
No, yeah, but you're entitled to say that because there's probably, I would say, that things that we have, there's things that I'd say 80% of the NFL teams don't got. Yeah,
I bet that for the Bengals. I know that much, but
no, Cardinals, all those teams, like I would say like there's probably like 10 teams.
that makes. I mean, yeah, there's definitely teams.
You got like the Saints, of course. You got the
Mhm.
Cowboys. You got Raiders. You got I think Miami has a good facility, but what Nebraska has? You're talking about the weight room that they have? No, nobody got none like that. Like
Mhm.
that's nuts. You talk about cold tub, hot tub, sauna, red light, float tub, sleep or
Sleep pod or what's it called?
you got dry float tank, wet float tank.
Wait, dry float tank?
It's
What's
salt beds.
And then what's a wet float tank?
Like there's one gets wet and one is dry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um,
Self-explanatory.
Sleep pods. You have a recovery room.
Great dietitians.
You got everything.
Training tables seems to get better.
Everything. No, like there's nothing else. There's no. There's nothing else. There's nothing else you can add in there to make it more easier for them athletes. Whoever put that money together, I don't know who it is, but thank you personally, because I've used some of the stuff. Thank you. And secondly, you have done your job. You don't got to put another dime into, or I'm not going to say that on the behalf of Nebraska.
Yeah, I
but
was gonna say.
I'm on behalf of me, brother. You did your job. You did your job, and that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal, and I guarantee that produces wins.
I
guarantee it produces wins, and I know everyone's like, whatever. It's going to produce wins based on the culture that's being placed, because they're demanding people use it. They're demanding people use it.
And they know, I'd imagine, with that well taking care of players, you can push for guys more.
Yeah.
Because you know they're going to get right after, and then you can restart the clock next day practice. Because you
Facts.
know they got treated well, and they should be well rested if they followed what they should be doing.
Facts. You should. The recovery is the one of the hardest things. That's the thing that everyone tries to attack. You want muscle growth, you want to get bigger, faster, stronger, you got to recover. You want to put on more weight, you got to recover. And all those resources are for recovery. They're all for recovery. So if you can utilize those and get in a good routine as a player with those resources, you can take your game to a whole new level.
Yeah, and you can respect that too, because when you had even Carl Arvik in here too, talking about JUCO days. Like, I mean, what's just the difference between those two from, I mean, when you talk about JUCO all the time, those guys are just getting by and to put in that much effort. And then just Power 5 is different, especially at the University of Nebraska.
Yeah.
And someone's always going to try to up it, beat it 5, 10 years, maybe even next year. Someone's going to try to do it. But I do think with these facilities, it is awesome to see. Like, I don't know what else you could add to that place. 32,000 square feet, absolutely beautiful weight room. We talked about the whole facility in itself that's getting built. And then if they get Memorial Stadium patched up too, Southside Stadium.
Who wouldn't want to come here?
How big was facilities for you when Nebraska was there? Because I know it wasn't as what it is today.
Oh, it was nuts. It was nuts.
Okay, so even then it was still just outrageous.
For me, because I was coming from a small school, but it was nuts for me, bro. It was nuts. I coming in the locker room, bro. That was nuts. Weight room nuts. Going out, walking out on Memorial Stadium, nothing like it. Nothing like it. No fans in there, nothing like it.
I think it's a perfect way to end up on. Walking out Memorial Stadium, nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
The host is always Chancellor Brewington to my left, Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. Shout out to you guys listening, but don't go anywhere because we got Nuclear Heat up next. You'll have to hop into a new stream, but again, they'll be up there. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Outload, Channel 961. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.